Well, this is quite a surprise. Today I was making a video about pressure washing, and as I was producing it, it wasn't quite right. The footage didn't quite fit, the voiceovers wasn't perfect, and whenever I create a video like that, I will work on it until it's perfect. I won't publish something that isn't my best work. I can't. And so I stayed up until 4 o'clock this morning editing that video, so I am super tired today. I've just come down for a coffee. It's also already lunchtime, so I woke up quite late, so perhaps I'll make a little bit of this. But anyway, I'm supposed to be finishing my DIY course this week, and instead of doing that, I've been focusing on finally getting my product listed on my website, because you'll recall that I said that some of the wording wasn't correct and the photos aren't very good, so I have to update that because it's live. I need to make sure that it's actually possible for people to buy it. And also partly because I had an email from Pinterest to let me know that it didn't meet their guidelines for merchants. And that was particularly because I hadn't been very clear on what the delivery and processing time was for things that people buy. Which makes a lot of sense because, of course, when you buy something, you want to know, can I return this? How long will it take to come to me? How much is it going to cost me? So getting that feedback from them was actually very useful, but it does mean that I've got to do a little bit of work to get it right. And this is why I've only purchased one product to begin with, because I want to test it. I want to go through and make sure it's correct. I've even bought myself a couple to experience what the customer experience will be like, to make sure that there's no bugs or that it's just not a really awful experience. Because my ultimate goal is to create a website that has some specially selected key products that I think people will really like. How many trees should I have? How good is broccoli though? I can't get enough. This so often happens when I'm doing my work. There might be a DIY that I really want to get done, a video that I really want to make, and I get drawn into all of the admin of doing this job, and it's really important admin, but it's not the most exciting part of the job. And that's why whenever people buy me a coffee, I actually save them. I don't have them right there and then. I collect them like a squirrel collecting nuts. And I wait until the next time that I'm having to do some admin, and I go out to a cafe because it's away from the house and I won't get distracted, and I get myself the coffee and I really enjoy it. So here we go. This is what I have been doing. I still need to go and take some better photos, but I've just changed the bio so people know exactly what they're getting. Writing the copy for things like this is super challenging for me because I'm dyslexic, so quite often I'll make spelling mistakes and I can't even see them. So stuff like this, I really need to have my social media manager just read through to check that it's actually correct. But if you ever do see something on my website or in my content generally that's spelt wrong, I beg your forgiveness. On the topic of jobs that are distracting me at the moment, this is a video that I'm wanting to make quite soon. This is the pump to my hot tub, or at least it was. It is now dead. There was some sort of issue inside that was causing the electrics in my house to short out. Every single time that I used it, it would turn off. And of course, to actually turn it back on, I've had to come back into the house, go back upstairs, turn the electrics on, come back down, turn the little button on the actual unit, which needs to be reset every time it trips. And then I can go back out and turn the machine back on and continue to enjoy it. So as you can imagine, that was pretty annoying. So I contacted them about this. It was still within warranty by about a month. Just about a year and 8 months or something like that, quite close to being out of warranty. And I was quite surprised by the fact that they didn't want to fix it. They didn't want to fix it and not send me a new one. And so I said to them, okay, well, so you're going to get rid of this one. Where do I send this one? How does this get disposed of? And they're like, oh, just take it on the tip. I'm like, I don't drive. I can't just take it down the tip. And I was saying to them, you really need to have like a process set up to responsibly dispose of products like this, especially if they've got a very short lifespan. So I don't know if any of you have heard about planned obsolescence. It's basically what you might see with your phones, where it suddenly dies exactly 2 years before you were due an upgrade. And it's where products are built to fail, so that you go out and you buy another one and it continues their business model of being able to sell to you. It's like with the light, this came from the light bulbs. Originally, when light bulbs were made, they worked too well, they lasted too long, and so rules were set up for people producing light bulbs that said, if it lasts too long, you'll get in trouble. So manufacturers of light bulbs had to start making light bulbs that lasted less time. I mean, I was reading about this on an article the other day. Go and read about that. It's just phenomenal. It blows my mind. So essentially, I'm now left with this unit. And I'm going to open it and I'm going to see if I could have fixed the problem. Because this doesn't need to be going into landfill. It's really frustrating that it is. Especially for a luxury product like this. It makes me feel really bad. So I'm going to open it. And the reason why this particular product failing has really stuck with me is because before they sent me out a replacement, they forced me to cut the electricity wire, the cable, from the bottom of the unit. And I think that was to stop anybody from reselling or fixing them and selling them on once they're fixed. And I just thought it was a really sly move, a very slimy move by a company. So I'm going to open it and I'm going to see if I can fix it. I get those moments where you think it really is good that I live alone, because people would find me incredibly weird. I buy this product which is for curly hair and it's really expensive, so I want to make the most of it. So I just opened it up and I was just sat here like getting the last of the product out, and I was doing this and I was like, this is so weird. I often wonder why I'm single, and at times like this it becomes really apparent. I've got to write some captions for some videos for my social channels, and because I'm dyslexic I find writing and things like that really quite challenging. So I'm going to see if I can make this task more enjoyable. Okay, I think I've worked out a solution. I've realised that if I write my captions whilst I'm in the hot tub, it actually makes it a lot easier to write them, or it will when I get around to it. Oh, God. I don't want to do any work today. I finally managed to get my catalogue accepted on Pinterest. Let me show you what I did. The main issue was that I was missing delivery information, so that people didn't know, what they were getting when, so I've added that in. But the other important bit that I was missing was a privacy policy and a refund policy. So this is just the reality of what I get up to in a day, where I have such good intentions of doing DIY content, but then I just get stuck in stuff like this. It's just gone 4:30. I've got until 5 o'clock to set up a proposal for a brand and to write some captions for a TikTok video and an Instagram video for a different brand. And then at 5 o'clock I have a meeting with YouTube to talk about YouTube Shorts. They invited like a whole bunch of creators to talk about YouTube Shorts. So they sit and tell you about what's changed and what's coming up and best practice for how to do shorts. As you can see, I'm doing a lot more of the longer form content. So that'll be from 5 till 6. And then after that, hopefully some leisure time. I guess we'll see. And this is leisure, I guess. Oh my goodness. 3 really exciting updates before I sign off, and what a great day for this to happen. International Women's Day. I have been shortlisted for an award, which is super exciting. I don't have all the information about it yet, but I will share it when I've got more. The second bit of news is that we have now reached 5,000 subs on YouTube, which is incredible, and it blows me away, and I'm so glad that you're here. I am committed to continuing to make even better and better content, so that when you come here there's stuff that you're really excited to watch. I find that really rewarding. The third is that I have just made my first sale of the beeswax wraps, so I can't wait to post that out, and I'm so excited to just see how that lands generally, and see you tomorrow.